This was done for an assignment for programming for graphics and games. Basically, we were told to use SDL and OpenGL to make a 3D game. It just had to be 3D. That was the only rule. So I decided I would do a simple, sort of like a skydiving game, because it's quite basic gameplay-wise, and I hadn't done OpenGL or anything like that before, so I decided I'd focus on that instead. Like I said, the back end was done in SDL and OpenGL, so we had to write the code that would display 3D objects. We had to load in create a vertex shader and a fragment shader in order to display the results, and load in OBJ files. As part of this, we had to create a file loader. Now, I created a file loader, and obviously it works. It loads in the OBJ file, it's just strings, string streams, and so on, and it, converts it into arrays of vertexes and texture points and normal points, and this works. Obviously you can see it there, it's rendering. A lot of people in my course, however, just used a file loader that was created by one of our lecturers who said that we could use them. Well, I say lecturer, he's one of our lab tutors. And I was allowed, but obviously I got more marks because I did it myself, because there's no point in just using someone else's code if you want to try and learn things. I had to get it so that textures would also load, obviously, so I created a basic texture shader class that loads in a file using SDL image for the image, and it can convert it into a texture for use with OpenGL. The next thing I had to do was the gameplay. I made a very simple game. You are falling into Earth, playing as Sam. This is Skydiver. Although he doesn't have a parachute, because that meant I had to find a parachute model, which I didn't have. You tilt forwards by hitting space to speed up, and you have to go through the hoops. Every time you go through a hoop, you lose the score, and the point is to get the lowest score you can get. So the quicker you get to the bottom, and the more hoops you go through, the lower score you're going to get. I also managed to get UI working, which a lot of people didn't. They ended up having to open up a separate window or switch renderers in order to do it, so you couldn't have it with 3D and 2D at the same time. I managed it by creating a UI class specifically designed just for UI, and it had its own shader and its own everything else, which was rendered last. It went on top of the other OpenGL, and as you can see, it quite clearly works. This assignment was graded quite well. I got a first for it, and well, it works. Although I can't say it's the prettiest thing in the world.